Gore, first of all, thanks a lot for this hell ride, for this. It was just amazing, and those pictures, I really, really loved it. I've seen it in two versions, in the original version in English and in German. I was wondering myself, you used a lot of German language in the original version. So is it just because it takes place in an area where they speak German, or because you want to scare people more outside of Germany because the language, I thought it's more creepy if lots of people speak German in the picture. So what was the reason to let them speak so much German?
Well, I think that we wanted to make the place feel like it was a strange place for Lockhart. You know, I mean, Lockhart is really, he's a contagion. He's a sort of impurity at this place, and he arrives and kind of awakens Hannah, if you will. He's sort of the pinprick that sort of awakens her. But he's also, look, this place it's out of bounds. I mean, it's off the map. It's sort of, the closer he gets to it, the more his cell phone stops working and his watch stops. And I don't think he's in he's slipping into a sort of dream logic, as he kind of winds up the driveway to this castle. And I think the place itself is sort of looking back and sort of diagnosing, the modern human condition. It's been up the castle itself is kind of a character in the movie.
You set the audience on a wrong track, feeling like each minute I was on a wrong track, and I thought, okay, now I got it, but now I didn't. So how much fun is it for you to see the audience suffer in this movie and to puzzle all the movie the whole time? Because I was just thinking about, okay, what is Gore's idea right now? And I was just on the wrong track each minute. So how much fun is it for you?
Well, look, it's enjoyable to prey upon to use enigma to prey upon your motivation to discover, right? I mean, there's two kind of fundamental types of storytelling. There's the kind of, we can lead you with our hand on your back through a darkened space, and certainly that works for Pirates of the Caribbean or Rango, but in this genre, we're doing breadcrumbs, right? So we're like, how we position the breadcrumbs and kind of let you nibble and make your way through the maze. Look, you're watching a patient at a sanatorium be processed, but really you're the patient, right? I mean, the audience, we're conducting this experiment on you, and trying to tap into the kind of dream state, and a kind of a contemporary fear. I think society as a whole, we live in this kind of increasingly irrational world, and I think we sense denial and we sense that something is not right. That's very much what Lockhart's going through.
And the experiment has been successful for me, of course. And the movie deals with lots of questions about society and economy in a critical way. So in what kind of moment did you think, okay, this is not the best way of life, so let's make a movie out of it just to show people, hey, in a different and artificial way, what's about society right now?
Well, we knew, when Justin and I were developing the screenplay, we knew we wanted to play with this idea of, like, what if what if the narrative itself was a form of illness, right? What if the story itself was somehow a black spot on your X-ray, a sense of there's an invisible sort of cancer pulling the camera down the corridor, pulling the protagonist towards his epiphany. So the tone became very, very important. Almost before the narrative, there was the sense of, how would you feel as you're watching the movie? Because we're casting a spell, right? We're using sound and image and everything, bringing everything to bear to kind of create some sort of hypnosis. So that's what excites me. That's what excites me about the genre is, more than any other, you get to really look. When you're unsure of what's going to happen next, the little door in your head opens up, and you kind of let us in.
There's a very important sentence for me, just in the beginning of the movie, that just humans are able to feel kind of self-doubt. So what do you think? What's the positive aspect of feeling self-doubt in relation to yourself? And what's the negative aspect? Maybe it's just too self-destructive, or kind of. So what's the positive aspects and negative aspects of self-doubt?
Wow, that's a really good question. I mean, I think there's so much gray area there. There's ambiguity. I think on the one hand, without doubt, we're just we're completely two-dimensional, right? I mean, there's only black or white, and that doesn't really exist in the modern world. And I think doubt allows us to see, all kinds of nuance and detail. But it also, if we go too far, it sort of, it creates paranoia. So it's an interesting cocktail.
Perfect. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much.